Good evening, my fellow travelers on spaceship Earth. It is I, and I am Guy. And I am coming to you live from Applewood Station in Denver, Colorado, where it is a lovely 1 degree Celsius. You can see outside that it's lovely and just a nice dark night. Oh, and look, we start off the evening with a Facebook hit right off the bat from a bot. It's a bat bot. Bat bot. Na 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 bat bot. All right. So tonight I don't have a whole lot I'm gonna try to finish getting my homework all figured out. And that's my big push for the evening. We're still trying to fix a problem that happened we're still looking into a problem that was occurring. I can't actually see. Oh, there we go. We're going to look into a problem that occurred at one point. And that is, I have some missing assignments. Okay, so looking at this guy here, I'm trying to figure out, by the way, if you guys are wondering what this podcast is about, this is where you guys come on here and I do work and chat with you and keep you company, and you do work and chat with me and keep me company. But the idea really very much is to do work. So the fact that I'm not actually broadcasting what I'm doing at this moment isn't that big of a deal. Okay, we're trying to figure out, though, where are all the things? Like, I did an entire section of these assignments, and the question really is, where did they go? I got very confused and backwards on this, and I should have just continued doing the way I was doing it, which was doing all my assignments on here. And not doing it this way, which is what I did, where I printed it out and all kinds of stuff. Hello, Jan. How are you doing? What you working on tonight? Asks me while I try to figure out what I did wrong with my Japanese homework. What did I screw up? $285, $286. So I'm like, 285. There's 283. Did I just not print out 285? What did I do here? What is my problem? This is where I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong. There's 286. There's 285. There's 286. Okay. 285 is complete. 286 is complete. All right. There, that worked.
Burble, burble.
There.
All right.
All right. Okay. Right? Missing files. Although in this instance, I am having problems with. I tried to be clever. And we should all know better than try to be clever. I think, if I'm not mistaken, okay. There we go. You know what? Looks like 87 and 88 are not complete. Yeah. Did I take pictures of it or something? I mean, like, did I help myself at all? Or am I just, like, doomed? I think I'm doomed. I'm always doomed. Let's see if I took pictures. Looking at my phone, bring my phone up to look at the last pictures that I took. Well, the last pictures are showing biology class this morning, and they show the pictures I took of my cat. Not, I mean, horribly useful. What's this? See, I don't think any of this is useful. I feel like I should just accept the fact that I've screwed this up and redo them. I'm spending more time looking for my work than I am, doing the work. It would save me no time at all to just do the job. Let's just do the job. All right. We did 285. We did 286. So we need to do 287. That's it. All right. Ata. Let's bring it up. I'll load it straight into Clip, and then we can work on it from there. And I'll let you watch what I'm doing. We probably do not actually need Quasar is the name. Yeah, it's the name of our collective. We've got a number of artists that are in this group. I don't know which channel you're coming in from. So it's Quasar Art Collective because that allows us to call it Quack. I mean, like, literally, that's why we called it that. Because it's QAC. But Quack is the name of this group. It's a group of about 5 or 6. Oh, good. I have no idea where people are coming in from because we use Restreamer. So since we use a Restream, I can't tell whether you're coming in like Quack like the duck. Yep, you got it. You got it. That's exactly what we're doing. Quack like the duck. All right. I like the emotes being a duck. Is it 26th? I mean, I probably should. Like, maybe. Oh, man. Just asking for trouble. Just asking for trouble. All right. Hey, Patsy. Welcome to the show. And Patsy, last night I was out looking around for Willow and Ian Gray because I found something that was from that era on my hard drive, and I was like, oh, that's right. So I was just thinking of you and all of the other guys at CBB and PFO. And those are cool. Old databases, or old dial-up BBSs. Right? All right. Jones Sam. I mean, I think these are all the same. Wa. Kami. Ga. Totemo. I don't know. What do we think Jones's? I guess it's Nagai. Sega. I don't know. Her hair is very blonde. I don't know. Her hair is blonde. What do I know? And this is not This is not a fun assignment. Yeah. It is really weird to think about that. So Jan, Patsy and I used to be on the same BBS bulletin board system back in the early days of the internet, although it was actually on the web at that point in time, but it was most certainly those early days of the internet when web pages were weird and HTML was simple. Yeah. Like pages took forever to load, and yeah. I mean, it's just like back in the day. Back in the day. Okay, Chan. All of these things are like that. And lots of ads. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah. Simpler times. Through brute force. So, okay, I'm sorry. I'm making a joke about my Japanese skill, which is not very hot. The joke or my skill, either one. I started learning Japanese a long time ago. And I keep learning it and then losing it and then learning it and then losing it, and it's just brutal. And so I started what yeah, it is. So at the moment, the way that I got to know Japanese was through class. I'm in college again, back to college. I'm back in college. So whether so that's it's one of my classes in college now. So that doesn't necessarily mean that I have been working on it recently. That's actually something that I just kind of tripped over. Hang on real quick. Yeah. I mean, I can write it. I was just writing here, but. And speaking it, I can speak it too. But yeah, the biggest thing is here is one of the things that's disappointing to me. Not necessarily disappointing in a long distance thing, but here's some of my notes. And here, I'll show you. Here are some of my notes from my Japanese learning. And you will note the date, because I noted the date. I think this is actually fascinating because right up here, I'm talking about USJ and UWJ, which are fonts. Orange chicken. Do you know what the word in Japanese is for orange? Oranji. And depending on whether you're talking about Chinese food, if you're talking about the orange chicken that's in Chinese food, it is oranji chicken. So, not very helpful to say orange chicken. USJ right here and UWJ are programs you could download on the early PCs that would speak Japanese or allow you to write in Japanese. Now I just click a switch at the bottom of Windows over here. Karake. Yep. But the thing that really gets me is how long. How long I've been working on it. It's kind of disappointing in a way. Yeah, I mean, right now it's just a function of Windows. If I click right here, let's say, as a side note, I can, let's see here. Let's raise the font size up just so that it's readable. I can say hello, right? I can't say hello, apparently. Why did it default to that? I can say hello, right? And then I can switch fonts or switch to Japanese mode. And click in there. I need to change fonts. Speaking of fonts, because it doesn't understand, it's freaking out. Right? And now I've written in Japanese. And it gives me options for different things if I wanted to. Like if I wanted to just write. And if you've ever wondered how Japanese writes with what they call the kanji, which is ideograms or the Japanese iconography, or Chinese characters, really. Watashi is me, right? So this is wa, this is ta, and this is shi. In these three letters, I'm saying me or I or whatever, but you can use this and that character, this lone character right here, also means me or I, and it's read as watashi. So I can Oh no, I'm talking about the way that Windows handles Japanese now is far, far better than it did in 1993, is what I was saying. Japanese is really... No, actually quite the opposite. Using the three letters is typically seen as more childish because children will learn these three characters like this, and then as you grow older, you learn to write it in what they call the kanji. And the thing that's really kind of aggravating about Japanese is not only is it using this character, but it's also using the phonetic characters too. So this up here is actually written in all three of those alphabets. So what it's asking is, so here's a good example. This right here is the character for language. Oh, you can't see it because it's off the screen. There we go. This is the character for language. It's only pronounced go. It's not that complicated. But they're ideograms, which means that they mean something. So in Japanese, this character is made up of guchi, which is the mouth right here and right here. So those are mouths. And then it has, when you have a mouth that's speaking, you get the lines that come out of it like that. That's speaking, right? So you can see here, this character means to speak, right? Well, this character right here is the number 5. So when you have 5 mouths speaking, you have a language. And that's how the character is read. I don't think that's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing on my homework, but that's how these characters are read out, and that's how Japanese works. So the reason that they have these characters is because Japanese is what we call a sound poor language. They only have about 49 sounds that they can make in Japanese. As an example, English can make something over like 350. It's not the letters that I'm talking about. It's things like ing make the sound ing, right? That's a sound that the Japanese cannot say because that sound does not exist in Japanese language. We can say things like, for like as in the, that th sound. They can't say that either. So they're sound poor. They don't have as many sounds. When you're a sound poor language, that means that often words are reused or sounds are reused. The word for chopsticks is hashi, right? But you can also, that's also the word for bridge, like a bridge over a river. It's the same word because they don't have enough words. They don't have enough sounds. It's not like, I mean, it is like English, which has which, and which. But in the same token, there's a lot more of them in Japanese. So often they will say things like, for example, this is a great example. This is pronounced go. Right, context is critical. So if I were to say, let's say Japanese can be spelled out in the phonetic language like this: ni, ho, n, go, nihongo, right? But this ni can also be this, which is sun, the character for sun. And then hon can be written like this, which is the character for origin. So in other words, the origin of the sun, or the land of the rising sun, right? And then go, of course, we just wrote that. When you have 5 mouths speaking, you have a language. So you can write this way, but that's hard to tell what you're trying to say because you can't tell what the meaning is. Whereas if you look at the meaning of these characters, you have the land of the rising sun's language. So that's how that goes. Japanese is it's very important that context is used for Japanese. This is actually good for me because I'm supposed to be doing my Japanese homework, so you're helping me out a little on this. But that's the thing. Now, this wouldn't be so bad, except that there's one more complication, and that is borrowed words use a different alphabet. They're pronounced the same, but it's a different alphabet that they're using. So this sentence that they're talking about right here has 2 alphabets already in it. It actually has the 3rd alphabet here. So I'll circle all of the characters that are ideographs in red. You know what? I'm going to make a new layer because I'm going to end up screwing this all up. I'm going to screw up my homework by writing all over it. Hang on real quick, guys. I'm just going to get rid of and then put a new layer so that I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so this is a character for person, right? And it looks like 2 legs walking, so that makes some sense. And of course, over here, we already said this is a language. This is language, right? But we have 2 more languages, or 2 more alphabets that are in here. The standard alphabet is called hiragana, and that's this one, and all of these guys, and this, and all of that, and that, and that. Those are all what we call hiragana. That's one alphabet. They are read as they are seen. So the way you see them is that's how they're read. So this is sa, and this is n, san, right? And this is the other alphabet. This is what we call katakana. Katakana is for foreign words. So this says koru, which means coal, like as in C-O-L-E. This is a person named Cole, right? That's his name. So koru. They don't have an L sound, so they have to go with koru. That's the closest they can get. And then san, as you guys probably know by watching any kind of colloquial Japanese, is like Mr. or Mrs. And so Cole-san, Koru-san is Mr. Cole, right? And then they're asking for the pieces here of the language. And here they're using the word kao, which is face. So this is Cole's something face. They're looking for the correct grammar to go here and here. And down here, we have Kimu, or Kim, right? Kimu-san. Kimu-san, and then it says Kankoku-jin, which means Korean. So Kim is Korean, right? But this says kara, which means because. And so Kankoku go. And then, so it's saying, what it's essentially saying, because Japanese is usually read backwards from English, is because Kim is Korean, he's very good at Korean, speaking the language Korean, or Hangul, which is the Korean language, Hangul. In Korean, it's pronounced Hangul. So, you have to be able to read all three of those, which is rough. So, if I were to answer this, I would put Ko-san wa kao ga hello. Kao ga. What's Cole's cowl look like? What does Cole's face look like? I don't know. So we've got this this cheat sheet here, which we're supposed to be telling what these people look like. And here's Cole. I don't know. What's his face look like, guys? I mean, do we say he's smiling? What do we say? I mean, like, they're all smiling. I don't know. I'm like, what do you want me to say about Cole's face? I don't know. Okay, well, I've got no clue what Cole's face is supposed to be. So, Cole-san wa kao ga I don't know. Urushi. Wait, Urushi na. Urushi na. Oh, that was a lousy na. Let's try that again. Na. Urushi na. Urushi na. Mitai? Maybe? And they make it polite. So here I've written out the characters, right? So urushi is the adjective for happy. Na is just I conjugated it. And then miru, is to see or look. In this case, I'm saying looks like. So his face looks happy is pretty much what I'm saying here. So, but this miru is the character for eye. So if you like think of an eyeball like this, and then you rotate that eyeball this way, and then you make it like a brush would make it, then that ends up being like that, right? And then if you can walk it, then that's your eyes effectively walking or seeing. And so the character for to look or to see is that one right there. I don't know. Yeah, like looking. It's kind of like let your eyes do the walking. I don't know. That sounds like a phone book commercial. So that's what we're doing here. So the second one says Kimu-san. So Kimu-san is, it says Kimu-san wa Kankokujin dakara. Kankokujin dakara. Kankokugo wo. And then it's Jozu so desu. Oh, I could use. I think that they want me to use Miru Soldis. Let's use Miru Soldis because that'll make them happy. Teachers always like it if you use your grammar point. Dang it. Oh, there we go. Miru Soldis. All right. So that answered those two questions. Rusciano. I guess that must be Italian. Rusciano. That's this guy right here. All right. We know we're going to deal with this guy. Whoa, 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 whoa. I need you. Not doing it. Okay, what's the story with Luciano here, huh? I wonder if I can make these split window. Yeah, I'm not going to make these split windows. Luciano-san wa kami no amari. His hair is not, I guess, nagai. So, Luciano. So Luciano. Sam. Wa. Kami. That's hair. Ga. Amari. Not. It's not very. This means not very. I guess it's. Nagai. Look at how he sold this. I don't think it's very long. I don't know. What do I know? All right. So Koru-san, back to Cole, whatever's the story with Cole. Right? Koru-san wa se, that's his back. Se ga totemo takai desu. Takai desu kara demo takai desu kemo. Scott-san. Scott. Who's Scott? Oh, I see. So he's tall, he's short. I get it. Koru-san wa se ga totemo takai desu kedo Scott-sanがスコットさんかI'm doing it wrong. I hope you're doing work out there, folks. Joining me in here and you're doing your homework too. Oh, you're on your lunch break. That's fine. Oh man, I suck at that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where are you going? And then I will assume we don't need to do that. Takakaku nai desu. So what I'm saying is, Cole-san wa se ga totemo takai desu. So Scott's back is tall. That's the way they say you're tall. And then it says Scott-san wa se ga takakaku nai desu. So he's not tall. His back is not tall. Okay. Chum-san. Who's Chum? Chum. That's Chum. Chum-san wa Gucci. What about her mouth? I don't know. Chum-san wa Gucci ga chi chisai desu. Her mouth is small. I don't know. I'm just making up stuff, man. What do I know? I don't know. All right. That said, now we can save. All right. The next one we want to deal with is this. Not that. This. Yeah. Yes. I could, I guess. I don't think that's within the scope of the assignment, but Hobito mitai would be the way I would do that. So he looks like a hobbit. So takakaku nai to Hobito mitai. So it would be like he's short and he looks like a hobbit. So I think that my teacher might be bemused by that and probably would not actually knock points off or anything like that because he'd be like, that was funny. At least I'd be hopeful. I'd be hopeful that that'd be the case. All right. All right. The last page. Now write a sentence comparing each of the following pairs of people illustrated on 285 in terms of the features in parentheses. So these are our people on 285. So Koru, and then Luciano, and then that's Se. So in this instance, what they want is they want us to do the comparison using Nohoga and Yori, which is the characters for, or the words for this is and whatever than whatever. So bigger than this, smaller than this, longer than this, shorter than this. So, alrighty. Right? Anything that makes you practice more is awesome. All right. So, We got an easy one right off the bat. Cole is taller than Luciano. Right? That's easy. Right? So this one becomes Koru. Koru-san no ho ga. So this says no ho ga, which is bigger than or larger than. Aw. What's your native language? I think that's funny, though, that you learned it by wrestling promos. Not funny in a, like, haha way, but funny in a, that's awesome. Tagalog. Oh, so actually, you'd probably find Japanese to be slightly easier than English, I think, from Tagalog, because they're in the same family. Tagalog and Japanese and Chinese and most of the... But they're not in the same family right away, so it might still be very hard. They're the same family a long time back. So, that's still awesome, by the way. Just saying. Learning it by wrestling promos, I approve. That's cool. And then, ru, chi, a, no. I've seen Tagalog, but I'm not that... I haven't gotten very far into it yet. I love languages, but I'm not very good at it. It has taken a very, very long time to learn Japanese for me. So I'm not that good at it, but I am studying to be an anthropologist, which is somebody who studies humans. Like, we study all the different parts of human culture. So I want to be a cultural anthropologist, which is somebody who studies cultures, and linguistic anthropologist, which is somebody who studies languages. There are two other kinds. There's the biological anthropologist, and that's the person who studies bones and bodies and things like that. And then there's the archaeological anthropologist. Those are the people who go study, like, old caves and places where humans were many thousands of years ago. And those two sound like fun, but not as much fun as learning about languages and culture now. Well, that's fair. A lot of languages borrowed because they didn't have a written language. So, for example, Japanese did not have a written language originally, so they borrowed Chinese. And the same thing goes for Hangul. It borrowed Chinese and then rewrote it. So it's not coming down. I always think any language is fascinating. All languages are interesting. It's always fun. But your writing in English is perfect. I mean, you make a couple of little errors, but you make fewer errors than some Americans I know. So you're doing fine. I wouldn't worry. And you got it from wrestling, which I think is awesome. I still think that's cool. All right. Furan. Soa? Okay, whatever. Francois. Oh, I get it. She's French. Ah, okay. Like I said, Japanese is sound poor. It has too few sounds, so it can't make the same noises, the sounds that every other language does. You have to guess what they're trying to say. Francois and Jones. Kami. So, hair. That's interesting. The instructions say Kami. So what's different about their hair, I guess? Oh, Jonzu has long hair. So Francois. All right. That's fair. I respect people who do poems. Poems are hard. Francois song. No. Hoga. Jonzu-san Yori. A lot of this going on. Coming up. Makes me wonder if we should be running it in short. Mijikai. That's not the right word, though. That's also not the right air. Mijikai desu. Oh, stop putting Marus in. All right. Now we're back to the weird. Like, okay, so Scott and Kimu. Something about their mouth. Right? Okay, what's the deal with Scott's got a wider mouth, I guess? Right? I mean, well, I mean, having started to try to learn some Chinese, you might have dodged a bullet. Because it's so complicated. It's actually not complicated to speak. It's very complicated to write. And so it's because everything in Chinese is an ideogram. So there are two ways that we have learned humans, that human beings have learned to communicate. One is by a phonetic alphabet, which just like English or like Tagalog, where the letter makes a sound. And then the other is by glyph or a drawing. And you can think of maybe Egyptian, old Egyptian is hieroglyphic. It has glyphs, which each picture means something. Well, Chinese is also a glyph language. And so each character has a meaning. And so you have to know how to pronounce things without using any kind of pronunciation guide. There's no guide to it. You just have to know that this character is pronounced wa, and you have to know that this character is pronounced shi, and you have to know that this character is pronounced ji, and there's no other way. So you just have to know. And then some are inflected up, ma, and some are inflected down, ma, and some are straight, ma, and and those are all different words. I started working on Mandarin a while back, and it's just a mess. Okay, I say that because I wasn't learning it very fast. I mean, there are millions of Chinese who all speak that language. So, I mean, clearly this isn't about people not being able to understand it. It's about me not being able to understand it. But either way, right? Oh, yeah. Just saying. Yeah. Which means that you actually, since you probably then ran into characters that looked like that, right? Because you ran into things that would say 5 if you were writing in Chinese. Yeah, that's 5. Well, that's the interesting thing. Right here, I used the character for high. In Chinese, this character still reads as tall or high or high altitude or whatever. It's just that it's pronounced something completely different, but it still means the same thing. Just like, as we talked about before, this character means sun. You know, when we talk about China, they still use the same characters for China. I mean, it's not any different in Japanese. It's just not pronounced the same. Instead of being pronounced the way it is in Chinese, Japanese pronounce it as Chugoku. So it's pronounced differently, which I find interesting. But it's the same with Japanese. I mean, Japanese in Japan in Japanese is pronounced Nihon, and we call it Japan. Like, that's not even the same. Like, it's not the same word. So, like, English just mangles it up pretty good too. So, English just makes a mess out of the characters and the language too. So, not the first language to borrow from another country and then mangle it really good. So, but yeah, I can't imagine doing math that way. I bought dice for role-playing games, and they're all in Chinese characters. so that I can practice seeing my Chinese characters faster. Right? I agree. I agree. Eloquently put. Eloquent being pretty language. So you used very pretty language for that. I liked that. Which makes sense. You were doing poetry. Poetry is all about flowery language. Japanese poetry is all about choosing the right character to evoke a different imagery. It's very interesting. They not only try to write the words to give you a feel of something, but they will pick the Chinese characters so that it gives a different feeling to it. So that there's sometimes two meanings to it, which is kind of cool.スコットさん。スコットさん。方がキムさんより You do some work. It's all good. I'll keep doing my homework. You keep doing your work. That's what we're supposed to do. I'll be here. I'll be here for another probably 30 minutes, and then I'm going to probably sign off because if you look down here, that's outside my window. So it's nighttime out there. It's 11 p.m. So I'm going to have to go to bed soon. I have a kid to get up in the morning. My kid will sleep all day and not go to school if I don't get her up. So I'll have to get her up in a minute, or I'll have to go to bed so I can get her up in the morning. But I've got to finish this first. So you get to work and I'll get to work and we'll get our work done, and then it won't be so bad. And I really appreciate it, by the way. I really enjoyed our discussion tonight. Thank you very much, Jen. I hope you show up more often. I hope I broadcast more often. It's hard to do this in school.うちはスコットさんの方がキムさんよりグチは細いじゃなくて Come on 細いの反対はなんとか細いの反対 not 変態反対広い That's it. It's 広いマックによる and ロシアの神マクニオルand ロシアの神 Their hair is the same. And I'm oh, he only wants me to do A and B. Oh, good. Skottu, cham, me. Holy crap. What about their eyes? Skottu, chan, me. What's the difference between Scott's eyes and Chan's eyes? I don't know. Okay, we're just gonna go with this. Skotto sam. No. Hoga. Cham. Sam. Yori. Me. Wa. There. I'm taking it. We're rolling with it, bro. We don't have to do C. He specifically said we didn't. So I'm going to take and I'm going to gray out C because he said we didn't have to. And then flatten it and save it. It is what it is. Save. Starting to freak me out here, folks. That looks fine to me. I'm trying to save it as something else. That must be it. All right. Bring myself back to my main monitor as I don't want to publish my login to everybody, as you might imagine. All right. Submit assignment. Upload file. Choose file. 287. 288. 285. And 286. There we go. Done. And saying that I'm late, that's fine. I get that. Just making sure all of them are in. Late is fine. GP1. What was GP1? 283. Did we complete 283? This is a lot. Yes, we did. That's 285. Oh, I completed this, but I completed it on a piece of paper. All right, guys. Hang on real quick. I'm going to go downstairs and grab the documents out of my satchel. I'll be right back. All right. Because I did this one. Right here. Let's put it on a physical piece of paper. Which means that. All right. I'll give it a second for my system to update because it needs to update. I am waiting now for the upload to pass through the system so that I can just copy it straight in. Doo-dee-doo. We're waiting for an upload. It's taking a while for all these pictures to synchronize. Do. This is the how long until it actually does the job that I've asked it to do. Sorts. Like, maybe I should just email it to myself. Or I can upload it direct. There we go. And that should do it. There we go. Now we're good. And now I think. Hey, some user. How you doing, man? They're all late, but they're in. And then I can finish. Oh my God. I've got 3 of them tomorrow. I swear. These are. Oh, that's a quiz. Oh, that's a quiz. Yeah. Looks like I've got 2 quizzes tomorrow and an assignment to do by 11:59. Sounds rough. But I turned in all of my other things on time. Or I turned in all my other things not on time. Certainly very late. But they're all in, so I'm saddled back up again. And I got a 64 out of 76 in the last test. That's not bad. It's not awesome, but it's not bad. All right. And that looks like that's about it. Some user, I'll see you tomorrow or tonight for your time, I guess. Tomorrow, tonight, your time. I guess it was tonight, your time. And Jan, thank you for joining me. I appreciated the discussion. Some user, you missed an awesome discussion between Jan and I talking about Japanese and Tagalog, which was really cool. Because, of course, we're always talking about languages here. Because it's the nature of this stream, apparently. Who knew? It's the nature of our stream. But it is. It's the nature of our stream. It's what we do. I wonder if I can just take this guy and, like, tape him to the... How I can tape him to the... Hang on. I'm going to fix this. Well, I mean, somewhat ha 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 ha. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take you, I'm gonna pretty much just affix you right here. Whoop. I'm gonna pretty much just drop this piece of tape right here. And that way, we can, well, it's sideways, but I can then take this guy, we can rotate him. See? Yeah. There we go. And once I close this curtain, I'm going to close the curtain like that. Now all you see is up. I don't want to see up. I want to see out, like so. And I can do things like open up. And it won't matter. I can open up outside like that. Kind of seeing a little more than, seeing too much behind. I've got to put some kind of black behind there. However, I like that. And then from here, just do the same thing. Turn this sideways like so. And put that up there. All right. Now, if any kind of aliens show up or whatever, you can put this down here where it says cold weather. Put me over here. Make me smaller, like so. You don't need to see me. There we go. And now I've made it easy for us to see what's going on outside. Oh, I could probably do this. But that's much better. There we go. Now I'm liking it. And you can even see my snow gauge, which is out there. And when we switch back to here, you can really see my snow gauge. So when it snows, you'll be like, hey, it's snowing. I'll be like, yeah, it's definitely snowing. All right, guys. Jan, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for talking. Some user, I saw you for a minute, but I will see you again as time goes on, certainly. I will see you tomorrow if you are here. Jan, for your benefit, I will be broadcasting again in 10 hours. So 9-ish or 10-ish Mountain Time in the morning. So 10 hours from now, I broadcast every 12 hours if I can. So I started tonight at 10, but I meant to start at 9. But my kid and I were watching movies, so I like to kind of watch movies with my kid. So it's a thing. Yeah, 10 p.m. Oh, so yeah, pretty much the same time. You know what? I have a thingy. I can do this. Right? And then we can look at it and go, I don't know. Let's see. So I do 9 a.m. to 11, which then ends up being, I mean, depending on where you are, yeah, probably 12 to 2. I don't know, 12 to 2 a.m. Seems like. Does this make sense to you? The world is a complicated place, I'm noticing. So, and it's now 9 p.m. So I do 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., not 10 to midnight anymore. I used to, but I'm getting old. So there's that. Okay, cool. Well, then I will see you then at that point in time, or not, as you see fit. I figure you can make that choice. And some user was here, but I think I've lost some user, so probably went away. Some user, I'll see you tomorrow, because usually I get some users in Sweden, so sometimes I get some. I don't usually get some user on my night stream. I get them on the day stream, so because they're in Europe. Either way, I will see you all later, and as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye.